Hello there. How y'all doing this Sunday evening? Early evening Sunday. Listen, did anybody know that time was springing forward at 2 a.m. this day? I didn't know that. I kept feeling like on Saturday all day. By the time I got out of my bed, it was already like 10 o'clock, okay? Because I was just like, I ain't go to bed till near 1, and I'm not getting up early on this Saturday. I'm going to lay in the bed, watch some journaling videos, and then I'm going to get up and get myself cleaned up and go hit on downstairs. So, baby, by the time I got downstairs, it was almost 10:30, and it was like, the day is almost gone. And I kept feeling like it is like going fast this weekend. What in the world is happening? And all at once, this morning, I realized while looking at my phone that time sprung forward. I was like, why is it 9 o'clock already? It's like 9:01. Why? And I looked and I said, did time go forward? And it said, yep, at 2 a.m. on March the 10th. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that might explain why I felt like the weekend was going so fast. I mean, it's always the same. Every Friday I come from work and it's the weekend, okay? Saturday, go to church Sunday, and you back at work Monday, period. But this weekend just seemed like, and I was like, oh, dang. So, y'all, hope y'all happy about this springing forwardness where we're getting this extra time in the evening, and we got to get up early. Not because we got to get up early, but you know what I'm saying. We get to nestle in the fall. Meanwhile, I made these yesterday. This is all bubbly. It's not too hard, but it's bubbly, y'all. I don't really know what to say about the whole thing, but I made these yesterday. Somebody knows that I made these because they watched and somebody checked out my channel. So I put this together. This one and this one was a cereal box, right? These two were cereal boxes, and I made this one, and I wasn't sure how it was going to happen, but I ended up cutting some of this away, and obviously I had to cut that. This doesn't look like the same box. I'm thinking maybe it was these two. Whatever it was. One of them was a cereal box, and the other one was a butter box. So this is the margarine butter box. Butter, margarine, parquet. No, it was a margarine box. And this is the one little box I made first out of some regular scrapbook paper, and it turned out really nice. It's smooth, no bubbles, just a wrinkle there, but it's fine. And it dried, and it's nice, and it didn't crack. I'm glad it didn't crack. If it cracks, then I would have to reinforce the spine a little bit more, but it's fine. And then this one was the second one I made. This one I made out of a cardstock scrapbooking paper, but it also has this like velvety raised image here and all around here. And this side has like a glimmery, metallic type of. So this is all right. And it's not cracked up. It's paper. This is the cereal box. This and this part that I call myself trying to measure by going this way across here and just cut it in the middle. I started at 8. I wasn't sure, I didn't know because I don't know how to measure. I mean, you got to be able to divide or something like that, I guess. But, I don't really know, y'all. Like 1 to 16, it would seem like 8, right? I cut it at the 8 and it didn't come out right, but it's okay. So what I did with this one was I tried to, you see it's peeling up a little bit here. It's fine though. I cracked it back before it dried all the way so that I could make sure I could bend it. But I put the scrapbooking paper, which is a cardstock type, in here. And I forgot, okay, because I'm new at this, I forgot that I needed to cover it first. And then these are actually neat. So like really, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But you're supposed to cover it with the material before you put the inside in, so that way the paper that you use on the inside can hold down the edges of the paper. So that didn't work out too good for me because it's all folded down on the edges. But then I remembered quickly, well, you can use some lace and you can just cover that part up, and that's how it can be. Now this doesn't look so good because I put a reinforced spine, which was an extra piece of cardboard face down in here, and I covered it with the material because I needed to cover it so that it wouldn't have like an extra piece of paper and do this. But turns out it did this anyway, a little fraying. But it's fine. I'll get better at it as I go. And the lace seems to be holding on pretty good. So I'm going to stitch probably 2 signatures in here. The bubble part, which I don't like at all because clearly this was too wet. But again, this is the glossy side of the cereal box, and you might be able to see through there. Like I can see that image right there, but you could see real good that it was Lucky Charms at first. And so what I did was I covered the Lucky Charm red with tissue paper. I used 1 sheet of tissue paper that came out of that boot box that I put my pictures in, and I put it on here with the glue. Then I wet that again and folded the next piece over on top of it so it can kind of cover up the red. And this is how it dried and came together. So I don't really know, but what I was going to say with this is that sometimes when you have this kind of situation like this happening, I see one of my favorite crafters ink it. She just said, let's grunge it up and we can do something with the wrinkles and the bubbles. And not that her cover came out like this, but I'm just saying that we can try and ink this then, and let's see, because I have these little ink pads, and let me see if I can ink it and maybe it'll look a little bit better. So I have all my stuff. Y'all hear all this glue? I keep mine all in these little packages because I only got this little baby stuff right here. Little teeny. I didn't know they was going to be this small. I imagine it might be as long as my finger, but it wasn't. It's this little honey. And I said, listen, I don't have no money to be buying all of these things, these great daubers. And then I see that they say you can just use thread spool and then put a cushion on it. They sell these refill cushion pads that goes with the daubers. But what I found was these. I got these at the Dollar Tree. And these are just makeup sponges, and I bought 4 or 5 of them, and I said I can use these when I'm ready, I guess, because all I have to do is hold this in and do it like that. So that's what I bought because some people use these as well. So, but I'm still using these little ice cream things. So I was just thinking maybe we can just, grunge it up a little bit or something like that. See how it turns out. I actually was going to use black, but I didn't want it to look mucky, okay? So I said, well, let's just go with this little reddish looking color and see how it turns out. Just add a little something. I don't really know. So maybe that'll give it some kind of effect that, might help it out a little bit. Oh, it even changed the leaf a little bit, okay? That looks all right too. So I don't guess it's too bad. It looks all right. We don't have to get all of the leaves, and we don't have to get all the bubbles, but just, well, not the bubbles, but all of the yellow spots is what I really meant. Okay, and just go ahead and get this spine crease a little bit and make sure you get that pretty good. And just come along and help it out a little bit. Actually, it will complement this lace a little bit, I think, that I used this, because at first I was going to use the black. I was like, maybe it'll look a little smudgy or something like that. And it might be okay. Let's hold this. But it doesn't look half bad, I don't guess. I don't know how well these ink pads will hold up or for how long. I keep trying to convince myself that I can make it with these that come from Temu, these little ink pads and everything. But I don't know how long they're going to last. I don't know. But I did not want to buy the Tim Holtz stuff, first of all, because I don't want all the colors that come in the pack, but I want about 4 or 5 of them. And they don't sell it like that, not the colors that I want. So I'm not sure how I'm going to handle that, because the whole set of them, I think it's 12 pads altogether, or could be 14, I'm not sure. But it was $72. And I do not want to pay this thing right here costs $1.78 at Temu. So I just ordered 5 more. Not that I've been using these that often, because I haven't really made anything, right? So it's like, I don't need to spend $72 on no ink. And then I looked at the archival ink. I think that's also by Tim Holtz. And that was $23, $22.97 or something at Amazon. And I was like, I don't know that I want to pay $22 for it either. Because for what? I mean, you're going to be into this, but maybe when I get to some type of monetization and they paying me a little change from this here platform, then maybe I can consider that. But right now, I can't afford to pay $72 for no ink. You do see that's coming up, but I'm going to re-glue that down. But I said I don't have to make it a priority yet, because I'm going to be sewing the signature in. And when I sew the signature in, it's going to make it a little bit better. And I might not need to add any glue. And I didn't really want to have to wait for it to dry again before I put the signatures in, which I may not even do today. But I did want to show you, because I started making these journals, the journal book. I guess you call it a book, a binder, the shell for a journal. I don't know the regular terminology for all of these things. I'm just learning this stuff. I'm trying to learn it because I just love it so. So that doesn't look too bad. That kind of looks cool, I think. That makes it look like it's supposed to be this way or something. Okay, so I think it kind of goes good with that. So that's what we got there. And I'm going to just set this off to the side. The other thing I wanted to show you is, see, I try to keep all of my stuff together. I got this little masking tape to keep this closed so it won't pop open and dry out, because I don't know, what might happen. I want to show you the paper that I was painting yesterday with my watercolors. Put this up here. Things are falling over. Trying to put things in place. Let's move these over. This is what my paper, this is the stack that I colored yesterday. I did some on the screen, and this is what it looks like. And I know somebody was going to be like, okay, but we can't really see. So I'm just trying to give you like a little flip through here. And then I will show some of the pages. It's not nothing all that grand, but the paper is pretty because it has all this glimmery, shiny, metallic color. So this is a pretty page, wouldn't you say so? It's very pretty. And some of them I just laid on top of the other, so they don't have to have a whole bunch of paint on them, because we do want to have space for writing, and we also want to have space for embellishing the pages. So, but I need to be making paper, and I definitely need to make some more, because I have these 3 books now. This is beautiful. Look at that. This is beautiful. And I have need of a lot of paper right now. And this might not be enough for, you know, what I have to do with. Look at this. This is just, you know, turn over the paint and drip it on once it's wet. This is a pretty one too. Some of them have nothing on the back. See, this is drip over. You know, just to add some pretty to my journals. This is what I like. I like this more in my journals than I like Coffee Dot Tea Dot, because I have that too, because I make that kind of paper also, you know, and I don't want all my journals to look like this, you know. Some people just into that, and some people ironing the paper and all of that. I'm not ironing no paper. It's enough to be trying to dye it and then, you know, get it all in position. I know some of it wrinkle, but that's how it is when it's wet, and you got to put it on something for it to dry. Then you got to go iron the paper. It's just too much. I don't want to do all of that. I just want to make it neat, and it'll be fine. And if a page is like this and you can't really write on it really, then you just go ahead and you put a beautiful focal point on it somewhere, and then, you know, people will write on it where they can write on it if they can. So this is part of the image from my drying rack. So I have that. Then I have regular white paper and some color paper, and then I have some regular sketch paper. So that's what I have to go with this. And these two stacks, maybe it'll be enough for these three, maybe. This is very pretty. Look at that. It's very pretty, you know. So I just wanted to show some of the paper and everything like that. Let people see how it turned out. Maybe somebody wants to order some metallic water shimmery paper. Shimmery watercolor paints. You know, and I did look it up on Temu again. The pack that I talked about that I have was $11 and some change. It was $14. They said it's $11. And I looked at it yesterday, and now it's $14 again. And that big pack that I talked about that was like, I think it was $23. I think now it's at $19 or something like that. I don't really know. But I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't too far off. So that's it, pretty much. It's pretty much the same because the paints don't change. You know, it don't change. You just add a little something, put a little something in, you know. And, you know, some of the stuff, I guess you make a pocket or make an envelope or whatever. I don't know. I still have to practice all of those kinds of things because, you know, your girl don't know how to do that stuff. I'm just wanting to learn how to do it. So I've been working on trying to get things going. See, this is the kind of stuff that's behind the scenes that, you know, you're looking for me to do an actual journal and to, you know, get on with the process. But if you don't have any paper and you just put in copy paper or line paper, it doesn't make your journal as interesting. And I'm right now on part 2 of one of Pam from the Paper Outpost. I love this one. I tried to do this one like 3 times, and every time I did, it just kept coming out like this. And I was so mad because it was so rainbow and beautiful, but it's okay. But I'm watching her. I started yesterday on a video that was over an hour, and that was part 1, and she's making it totally out of junk. I talked about that in yesterday's video, and I'm on part 2 of it. I was watching a little bit of it before I went to church and a little bit of it after church. This blue is pretty. It's like blue and green, or like a blue and an aqua, and then that color over there. So this is what I have. I'm going to just, you know, just slide through. This looked like lipstick swatch when I saw that. I was like, that's like lipstick. And I'm just watching her now embellish this stuff out of just circulars and newspaper and envelopes and things like that. She can't use anything that's kind of modern You know, she can't use pretty paper or tea dye, coffee dye paper or washi tape or anything, because she said we're making it purely out of junk. Because, you know, a lot of people feel some kind of way about the junk journals because they feel like, look how pretty is that. Beautiful. They feel like today's, like one of the comments said, today's journals are not really and truly junk journals. They're everything but. And so when I was reading that comment and watching that particular video yesterday, and I'm finishing it up today, it gave me some added relief, like I talked about yesterday, because I don't have all of the pretty stuff, and I don't really want to be in a place where I can't just make a pretty journal out of, you know, my own creation, in terms of somebody going to the store buying a journal or buying one from me, because I don't have the elaborate of the old vintage, or I don't use sewing machine, and I don't have sari silk, and I don't have, you know, all these fancy laces and all that kind of stuff. I have a lot of stuff that I bought, and I'm going to be using it, but I'm just saying that I want to have free will to just go ahead and make it out of what I want to make it out of, and somebody think that is, you know, creative and inspiring, and they want to own one of my pieces of art. That's where I am. And I want to make mine, I said, I want to make mine affordable. Like, it costs money. This is so pretty. Gosh. Y'all might can't see it. Oh, yeah, you can. I see you seeing it. It's like a gold and iridescent or something like that, and then purple. It's very pretty. I want to make my journals affordable. You know, I know it costs money to buy the paper, because a case of 5,000 sheets of paper on the low side is $40. It's like $39 whatever at Amazon. You get 10 packs of 5,000. I mean 10 packs of 500 sheets. And then I got to set and I got to paint it, or I got to coffee dye it, or I got to tea dye it. And then I got to make the journal, and I got to cut it up, and I got to use glue. And it costs money to buy all that stuff. But, you know, some of the journals that I've been looking at on Etsy, baby, I didn't even know you could charge that kind of money for it. But I guess you can charge what you want to charge for whatever you're trying to sell. And if people want it, they'll buy it. That's what everybody's saying. In this late day, they saying, you know, people got money and they spend it on what they want to spend it on. And I'm like, I agree with that. I do. I agree with it. But I want to make mine affordable because I want to sell them. I don't want to just buy them and they're here and I'm looking at them every day and wondering why I'm still making them and they're not going out the door. I want mine to go out the door. So I want to make them pretty affordable so that they sell fast. And I'm just challenged with how fast I can make them because people want them. That's where I'm at with that. And I'm going to have a lot of this kind of paper in there because I love it. And I'm getting ready to buy me like 3 more of these pink palettes. 3 more. Because this just pretty paper. Like, you can't even get this paper. If you can get it somewhere, it's going to cost you. But you can make it. And I enjoy making it because it's fast. You just dip it and wet all the paints and just go across and just get some pink, get some green, get some yellow. Then go this way. Oh, you need some more blue. Put that and just throw it down on the floor, let it dry. And I blow dried it when I finished yesterday. I got the blow dryer out and blow dried it. And I stacked it up while it was wet like this. You can't do it like that when it's coffee dye and tea dye. You can't do it like that. This is gorgeous. You can't because it's wet. You got to dip it all in a pot or in a pan or a bin of some sort. But I'm not going to do mine like that no more because it takes a long time for it to dry and it's only going to work out real good if it's summertime and I need to be making paper. This is pretty. So that's where I'm at. So we got to the bottom of this bundle, and I guess, you know, I did go through it all. I wasn't going to. This looks like the sea. Like, not the sea, but the beach, you know. It's like the water and the sand. That's what it looked like to me. Very pretty. It looks better in person more so than it does on this screen. But it's pretty. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. This look like water splashed up foam off of the beach, you know? Then I have so many stickers and all that kind of stuff. I got a whole lot of stuff, y'all. I got a lot of stuff, and I'm just ready to make some journals. And as I pulled all this paper out a few minutes ago, Coffee.Tea, I was like, girl, you got to make some more of this paper if you use this. And it's like, well, how much paper these people got that I be watching? Because they got all this paper to put 3 signatures inside of a journal. That's a lot of pages. You need something like 10 pieces. And then when you fold it, that becomes 20. That's one signature. And then you need that 3 or 4 times. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So when I made my real big journal, I did not even count the papers. I just pulled all the papers that I wanted out and I put all of them in there. And it's upstairs in my bedroom and I love it. I've not written in it yet, but I still love it. It's up there. These some pretty papers. I love it. And somebody might be saying, like I was saying to myself, I said people are going to be saying, she got the same papers all the time, but this is the paper I'm going to be using. It's regular copy paper, and I'm painting it. So I didn't want to put anything that's pretty. Isn't that pretty? I didn't want to put anything in my journal. This is gorgeous too. Like map pages or what you can use, anything. Map pages and book pages and scrapbook paper. I didn't want to put nothing in there, just these pages, and then just start decorating it and see. So this is all the paper that I made, and I didn't make all of this just for the journals, but let's put this up. But I made it because I only have probably half of this in my box over to the side, and I need to make probably 3 or 4 more of these. It takes a minute to make it. It probably took me about 45 minutes to make this, and then about 30 minutes to use the blow dryer on it. So probably like an hour and 20, hour and a half to make this paper. So that wasn't too bad, but that's easier than making Coffee.Tea. It's so much easier. So I thought of a different process to make the Coffee.Tea paper, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. So these are all of the pages that I have. Look at that. That's a lot of paper. That's a lot. It's probably, I know it's over 200 sheets right here. It's over 200. So I don't know how many I'm going to use for each signature, but this is the paper that I have, and hopefully some kind of beautiful image has been captured of these pages to come together with, you know, whatever the thumbnail should look like. Because I don't know. Sometimes they catch something and it's good, but maybe they might have picked up one of these. You know, they might have. You know, I don't know how they going to pick it up. I need to get to, you know, doing my own thumbnails again, but I don't even know when I'm going to get to it. I got to think about it and work it into my mind. Maybe on spring break when I'm going to have about 9 days off. And then I might do it. But right now, baby. Okay, so this is where we are. Just wanted to show you. And I will be back on maybe Tuesday. I won't be coming to do a video on Monday because I was making a garment bag out of some denim that I got at the thrift store. And I misjudged. It's hanging right there. Can you see that denim bag right there with those big, beautiful flowers on it? Yes, that's just something I just sewed together. Two denim curtains that was at the thrift store. And I misjudged at the bottom, and when I misjudged at the bottom, my robes for church was about this much, just crumpled up in the bottom of the bag. So I ended up not even taking that denim bag today. So I have to add a piece of denim to the bottom because I already sewed it, and then I hot glued it up when I should have left that deep cuff that was at the bottom of that curtain. I should have left it and just hemmed it at the bottom. But I didn't do that. I folded it up and hot glued the inside and then stitched it because I usually carry my shoes, my slides in the bottom of my bag when I go to church, and my robes was crumpled up. So I need to alter that bag again. It's not the best looking, but it's okay. It's serving the purpose. I'm tired of buying those garment bags that's plastic and the zippers bust or something's happening. They keep saying, you need to get a bag and carry your shoes on the side because that's what's messing up your robe bag. But I don't have time for that. I just want my shoes in the bottom of my bag and my two robes hanging in there, okay? So, yeah, somebody might say, well, what's your robes? Well, ask me in the comments and I'll answer you there. Thanks for watching. I will see y'all in a day or two. Have a good Sunday night and have a great week this week ahead. Peace.